Stop number 20 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Pocono Raceway in Pocono, Pennsylvania. As we're here today for the running of the WIX Filters 400, as we're set for 30 laps of action on the second visit to the Tricky Triangle. Had a dominant performance by a driver at New Hampshire to see this their last race on the tour, with Becca Tellier taking the victory in that race. Now let's see what happens here on the second visit to Pocono. On the pole for today's event here is Seth Cole in car number 98. He's pole speed 167 miles per hour. He's in the Bojangles Ford, car number 98. He'll be alongside car number 71. It is Jesse Turner sitting alongside. Both drivers have yet to win a race this season so far. As has this guy here. Sky Commons starts in the third position. Car 26, a Quaker State Ford, excuse me. It's a Quaker State Ford, car number 26. He starts inside of row 2. And three-time winner of the season, Charles Sanford, car 24, the DuPont Chevrolet. He starts alongside. His wins this season came at the 600 at Charlotte. He also won at Talladega, and is also going for the Pocono Sweep. Third row has a couple of Kentuckians. Joshua Osborne, card 15, the Motorcraft Ford, and card 22, Dylan Potee, the Maxwell House Ford. Fourth row will have Cole Deaver in the GM Gimmert Chevrolet car number 3, another three-time winner of the season so far, winning this season at Atlanta, Martinsville, and Riverside. And alongside of him is the winner at Sonoma this year, Keith Batson, the Texaco Haviland Ford, car number 28. Next row down has Jessica Shelton in car number 11, a two-time winner of the season so far. Her wins came at Darlington in Texas. She starts alongside another two-time winner, Kyle Matthews, Meliella Pontiac, car number 42. His wins came at Richmond and Bristol this season. Has not won a race since. Next row down is Quentin Moore in car 28, the Citgo Ford winner this season at North Wilkesboro, and Dylan Young in number 2, the Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac. Dylan's win this season came at Michigan. Next row down is Johnny Gardner in car number 7, the Hooters Ford, and beside him will be the 18 Interstate Batteries Pontiac Chevrolet car number 18. Preston Plord sitting alongside. Johnny won the season at Dover, and Preston yet to win a race this season, but is pretty close. Next row down is Jay Jefferson in car 5, the Tide Chevrolet, and Becca Tellier, the Valvoline Ford, car number 6, and her win this season came at New Hampshire. Next row down is William Brock, the winner at Rockingham, the number 4 Kodak Film Chevrolet, and Zach Winkle, the number 17 Western Auto Chevrolet. Next row down is Riley Spurley Tube in car 27, the McDonald's Ford. And beside him will be car 52, Zachary Fitzwater, and Apple Auto Parts Ford. Next row down has Eli Bright, the Daytona 500 champion in car number 8, the Ray Bestis Ford. And number 16, Kat Batson, the Keystone Beer Planters Ford. Next row down is Ty Dent in car 30, the Pennzoil Pontiac. And Ryan Brommer, number 33, the Skull Bandit Chevrolet. Next row down is Simon Bloomfield in car number 9, the Orkin Pest Control Ford, and the Pierce Detergent Ford, car number 83, of Vince Almarego. Next row down has Nicholas Wade in car 14, the Kellogg's Cornflakes Chevrolet, and number 55, Jasper Engines Ford, of Nathan Ormond. Next row down has Paul Minnick in number 90, the Heilig Myers Ford, and number 44, Mike Becker, who won the season at Auto Club Speedway. Next row down has Mitchell Collins, who shocked them all with the Pepsi 400 at Daytona this season, the Dirt Devil Pontiac car number 40, and Rob Evans in number 12, the Meineke Mufflers Ford. Next row down has TJ Dent in 68, the Country Time Ford, and beside him will be number 1, Diego Yepes, at the wheel of the Skull Classic Ford. Next row down, Jonathan Zorlin, number 25, the Kodiak Chevrolet. He's got a long way to go to the front, though, and here he'll come out swinging. Beside him will be car 75, James Henry, in the Factory Stores of America Ford car. And starting shotgun in the field will be car number 31, Jose Mills, in the Mom & Pop's Goodwrench Ford, or Mom & Pop's Goodwrench Chevrolet. So many Fords in the field, I got screwed up here. So here comes the man to fire the engines here at Pocono.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Command given the party engines as we get set for racing here today on this 2.5 mile Tricky Triangles, as it is known as. And somebody's having trouble getting their car to start. I think it looks like Keith Batson having trouble here getting his car to fire up here. I think he finally is underway, so... Pocono, a very distinct rate. Pocono has one of the trucks that's got a very distinct feature, obviously. There are 3 different straightaways and 3 different turns here at this on this racetrack here, and check again. The car that got trouble started was TJ Dent in 68. He's sitting on pit road. And Keith Batson's down on the apron on the track. Batson, who's one of the drivers knocking on the door of the top 10 in the standings, he's down on the apron as well. Was supposed to start this race in the 8th position, and unfortunately for him, everything going wrong with the Texaco Haviland Ford. So 2 cars having trouble getting started here in this race for this race here today. So Batson's day could possibly be done, as is TJ Dent's. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what develops here as this race goes along. But meantime, they're getting ready for green flag racing here, as Seth Cole and Jesse Turner has the front row in this race here today. Ford and Chevrolet. Ford Chevy on the second row with Sky Cummins and Charles Samper, and all Ford on the third row with Osborne and Poteet. As we come to start finish line, the green flag is out, and we are underway here at Pocono in the WIX Filters 400. Track here is very fast here. The pole speed, as we said, 167 miles per hour. And here comes Sky Commons in 26 for the inside. For the late, Sky, by the way, has one of our 3 in-car cameras. He, Cole Deaver, and Charles Sanford all have our in-car cameras in today's event. As Commons comes off the second turn, he'll challenge Seth Cole for the number 1 spot, and he's got it for the moment. So car 26, the Quaker State Ford, takes the first lead of the race here as they come through the third turn now. Third turn is banked at 6 degrees on the racetrack. It's the flattest turn of the track. And on to the longest straightaway of the bunch. That's the front straightaway, which is 3,740 feet in length. The longest of the 3 straightaways here at Pocono. And going into turn number 1, which is the steepest bank of the 3 at 14 degrees. It's Joshua Osborne moves inside for the lead as Sky Cummins led the first lap of the race here. Now on to what they call the Long Pond straightaway, which is 3,055 feet in length. Osborne looking inside, side by side. Osborne in the red 15, Cummins in the green 26. And they go through turn number 2 of the tunnel turn at 8 degrees in banking, and now onto the North Chute at 1,780 feet in length. And before they head on to the flattest turn of the track, turn 3, which is banked at only 6 degrees. And here comes the other red number 11, Jessica Shelton, who comes in this race sitting third in the standings coming in. She is looking to gain some points on both Charles Sanford and Cole Deaver, who has actually Deaver's got quite a big points lead coming into this event. Leads by just over 100 points over Charles Sanford coming into Pocono. And now you got a pair of red Fords out in front. The Motorcraft 15 of Osborne and the Boezer number 11 of Shelton. As they come off the second turn, Jessica Shelton looks inside of Osborne for the number 1 position. As they go into turn number 2, and she pulls alongside. Not only do you have a pair of red cars side by side, but now you got a pair of green cars side by side. Preston Plord and Sky Commons side by side for position, and Plord getting the drafting help from Johnny Gardner as they make their way up to the front. Off turn number 3 they come here. Plord looks inside. That's for, I think, looking for third spot, I think. And here comes Johnny Gardner. It's going to make a 3 wide between Plord, and Quentin Moore. And Plord just squeezes right up in front of the 21 car as they come down off turn number 1, excuse me. And now Seth Cole's going to try the same thing between he and Gardner and Plord now. 3 wide for third spot. Jay Jefferson coming up behind him in the number 5 car, and he's got his Hendrick teammate Charles Sanford right behind him. Inside Charles Sanford's car, number 24, as he come off turn number 2 or turn number 4, or turn. What track are we on? Turn number 3 is what they're coming off of there. I keep forgetting there's 3 turns at Pocono, not 4. Let's see how Charles drives this track here. He down about 160 miles an hour through turn number 1. Off the second turn, 165 miles an hour at this portion of the track. Now he's going to get a draft off the cars of Johnny Gardner and Sky Commons here, and into turn number 2 at 186 miles an hour. Now through at about 163 miles an hour through turn number 2. You see how fast he'll go going in turn number 3. In the third turn, he'll go there about 178 miles an hour before he hits the brakes, down about 142 miles an hour through turn 3. And see how fast he goes going into turn number 1. I say about well over 180 miles an hour at this portion of the track. 183 miles an hour, 184, 85, 186 miles an hour into turn number 3, or turn number 1. Excuse me, turn number 1. Sanford riding right now in 6th position as he'll overtake Seth Cole, or tries to, for 5th position. Jessica Shelton still out in front, with Osborne 2nd and Jay Jefferson 3rd, and Sky Commons 4th. Here comes Osborne again for the lead on Shelton. And he's going to bring Sky Commons with him in the 26th car. Let's check back here. Keith Batson back out in front and back out on the track in 28th there, as he is whatever problem that was plaguing that 28 car is apparently working, has apparently been fixed now, but he's 1 lap down in 36th position. 68 car TJ Dent did not get to start the race, so his car pretty much blew up before the start of the race. Joshua Osborne now in front with Sky Commons 2nd, and now 3 wide. William Brock, Charles Sanford, and the 11 of Jessica Shelton. Shelton, who was leading a lap or so ago, she's now slipped back a little bit now from the 4th position, maybe in 5th now, as they come off turn number 2. And now Sanford looks inside of Sky Commons for position. That's for 2nd place. Inside Sky Commons' car. We saw how fast Charles Sanford went into turn number 1. See how fast Sky Commons goes into 1. And he'll go in there at about 183 miles an hour. He was slightly a bit slower than Sanford was, we saw a lap ago. Now he's got Johnny Gardner running alongside of him in the 7 car. The 7 of Gardner, the 26 of Commons, a pair of Fords side by side, and now Jessica Shelton and Kyle Matthews battle for position. Matthews in car number 42 looking for, I think this is for 7th place. In the meantime, battle for the lead. Sanford and Osborne going at it. And up to the front goes Charles Sanford. Remember, he won the last time he was at Pocono in the first race of the season, at the first Pocono race here today. He's looking for the Pocono sweep. Got a car that's pretty much, I think, capable enough to do so, but we'll see. But we still got about 22 laps remaining in this race, so a lot can happen in that time. Johnny Gardner now moves up to 2nd place now as he gets by Osborne. And a couple of surprises beginning to creep in there. There's Ty Dent in the 30 cars. He's up to the top 10 now. Moves Commons on the track and looking for 3rd place already here. The 30 car of Ty Dent looking strong here. 9 car behind Jessica Shelton. That is Simon Bloomfield in the 9. Getting the draft off Shelton in the 11 as they come through turn number 3. Bloomfield that time by up to 7th position at the moment. Dylan Poteet right there behind in 22. In the meantime, William Brock and Scott Collins have both dropped back, as has Jay Jefferson, as he's now behind Nathan Ormond in the 55 car. Ormond running right now in 12th position at the moment. Or at least he wasn't the last time by. Now Dylan Young moves inside. And Johnny Gardner, meantime, goes for the lead on Charles Samper as they come off turn number 2. Entering the third turn, here comes Gardner for the lead. He's got Ty Dent behind him. And historically here in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, Pocono has been known for surprises, believe it or not. We had a few surprise winners on this racetrack before. And Zach Winkle, one of those drivers included, got his first ever win on this racetrack before here. Now, so Ty Dent possibly could write his name as a first time winner here on this track, or could it be Simon Bloomfield? Possibly, we'll find out. And don't count Ryan Brommer out. Brommer's moving his way through the field now in the 33 car. And Jesse Turner, who got a poor start though in this race here, he's dropped at the 14th position. He's looking to find his way to the front again, but he's now caught on the outside. Paul Minnick and Mike Becker move inside. We talked about Zach Winkle. Well, there he is in the 17 car. Well, we got this whole clutter of cars. We don't know where is that at the moment. Winkle that time by clocked in 21st position, and there is Zach Winkle in the number 17 car, running right there with Seth Cole and Diego Yepes. Winkle will never forget Pocono himself because this is the track he got his first ever win on, believe it or not, a few seasons back. Now he drives to the inside lane, trying to follow the 52 of Zachary Fitzwater, but Fitzwater goes by the 5 of Jay Jefferson. Now here comes Seth Cole on the inside, and Jose Mills, who started this race in 37th position, he has moved his way up a little bit. Let's see what he's clocked at this time by. Talking about the 31 car. And Mills that time by is now clocked from 37th to 20. Has moved up from 37th to 23rd position. Trying to pick up a couple of more spots here as he moves inside of Seth Cole. Moves Seth up the track here. Got him loose going into number 1. And Jose Mills is going to try for 22nd position on Seth Cole now as they come down the back stretch or down the Long Pond straightaway. Preston Board meantime dropped back in the 18 car. And so too has Cole Deaver in the 3 car. He has now dropped to last place at the moment. And Becca Tellier, who dominated the race at New Hampshire, the last race on the tour, she's dropped back. She's in 33rd position right now. Tellier, who led every lap in that race in New Hampshire, basically pulled a Jeff Burton as far as that's concerned. But and there is Cole Deaver running all by his lonesome in 35th position. And Keith Batson, 36th position, out a lap down, and TJ Dent is basically running with a did not start and will end up 37th in today's race. But Deaver's going to try Cole Deaver, and we got problems on the Long Pond straightaway. Several cars have stopped. It's Matthews and Shelton. Preston Board's crashed. There's Mitchell Collins has crashed. Seth Cole got a piece of it. I think I saw Fitzwater spin. I'm not sure what happened there. But Kyle Matthews, the defending series champion, he's damaged up badly on the back end. Apparently, he and Jessica Shelton got together in the 11 car on the North Chute as the yellow flag flies for the first time on lap number 14. As Charles Sanford was leading the race here. Let's see what happened. 3 wide between he, Ty Dent, and Dylan Young. Matthews got loose, squeezed Dylan Young into the wall. And then Osborne slams on the brakes. I think he somehow or another avoided the whole thing. Then Matthews right in front of Shelton, takes her in there. I don't think Shelton got any damage in this whole thing, so I think she's clean. Amazingly enough. Yeah, Fitzwater, he slid right there when there's Fitzwater, he slid when he got a piece of Matthews' car, tapped into Mike Becker's machine in number 44, and he got into Mitchell Collins, and that crashed both those cars. Fitzwater just slid and spun, and Becca Tellier just barely missed him. And Nathan Orman just comes to a complete stop in the 55 car. So heads up driving on his part, as is Zorlin in 25, but watch the 40 of Mitchell Collins here. He looks like he's going to get through this whole deal. At least he was until the 42 and the 52 and the 44 crashed or got together, spun the 44 around, and then the 44 of Becker gets hit by, the 18 car of Preston Port hit the 44 car, spun him around, and then the 14 car Nicholas Wade is rearing Seth Cole's car. So, boy, a whole lot of action taking place here on the Long Pond straightaway here at Pocono. Let's see it. Let's watch how Cole Deaver drove this whole wreck, yo. Let's ride inside Cole's car on this one. Here's how you miss a wreck. And that's just what you want to do. Here, get to that whole thing as soon as you can, because you never know if somebody's going to hit you or not. And Cole Deaver did a masterful job driving it. I tell you what, that looked like the scene on Days of Thunder when you remember Colt Trickle had to drive through a crash at Daytona and somehow made it through. There's several cars damaged up here after this whole ordeal, and several cars lost positions because of that. Diego Yepes, he's damaged up. Seth Cole's damaged up. Shelton's without a front end as well, as is the 52 of Zachary Fitzwater. And I didn't think any of those 3 cars got damaged at all. I didn't think those 3 did. I didn't think those 3 or 4 cars did. But now I could be wrong on that. Let's go through the entire running order. In fact, let's first go through the attrition list so far. 27, Riley Spurley, 2 beats out of the race because of that crash. Nicholas Wade's out. Kyle Matthews is out. That's going to hurt him in the points. And same with Preston Pord in the 18. He's 34th. That'll hurt him. Zorlin's out of the race. And Mike Becker's out of the race. Somehow I cannot figure out why, because like I said, a lot of those cars did not crash at all going into that whole deal. Or else I think if anything else, they might have had some sort of mechanical problems on their cars for one thing. Matthews I definitely would have imagined because he got crashed. But anyway. Charles Sanford leads the race here today. Keith Batson is not on the lead lap, though. He's trying to get a lap back here in the 28 Texaco Havoc car and hopefully for him to get a lap back and get a caution. Simon Bloomfield, second position. Third right now is Ryan Brommer. Fourth is Ty Dent. Fifth is Dylan Poteet. Johnny Gardner. 6th, 7th is Paul Minnick. 8th is William Brock. 9th is Sky Cummins. 10th is Cat Batson. Dylan Young's 11th. 12th is Quentin Moore. 13th, Jose Mills, coming up in 37th position, starting. James Henry is 14th. 15th is Zach Winkle. 16th is Jesse Turner. 17th is Rob Evans. 18th is Becca Tellier. 19th, Jay Jefferson. And 20th is Eli Brighton. Cole Deaver, after was running 35th when the crash started, and he's now 21st right now. So Cole Deaver, we saw from the in-car camera a masterful job of driving, getting through that crash here. Green flag is back out. We are back underway here on lap number 19 here at Pocono. Ryan Brommer's going to swing it wide in turn number 1. He's going to go, he's going to try to split Batson up the middle. But Simon Bloomfield moves to the outside. Here comes the inside of Sanford, looking for the number 1 spot. I tell you what, can we see a surprise winner here today? Well, Simon Bloomfield, Ryan Brommer, and Ty Dent could possibly prove that. Those three has never won a race in this series. Poteet's won a race in the series before, so has Minnick and Gardner, and the 4-car of William Brock. He's won a race in the series before, and the 16 of Cat Batson has won, has won a race before, but Sky Cummins driving the 26. He's never won a race before in this series, so we could possibly see a first-time winner. But Simon Bloomfield, he is driving his darndest right now, that 9 car, as he tries to chase one of the best in Charles Sanford. And meantime, 3 wide back there, that's Paul Minnick. 30 car of Ty Dent, and the 33 of Ryan Brommer. And Johnny Gardner's going to try to make a push, and he's got Sky Cummins behind him in the 26 car, and they come off turn number 2, which was the trouble spot, to bring out that only caution flag of the race. Ty Dent drops back just a little bit. Minnick goes by. Gardner goes by. Cummins goes by. So that moves Minnick up to 3rd. Gardner up to 4th. Sky Cummins up to 5th position right now. And here comes Simon Bloomfield for the lead on Charles Sanford. He's going to take Paul Minnick with him. And he's got it. How about that 9 car? Moving up to the number 1 spot. A surprise here today at Pocono, but Charles Sanford is not giving up that 24 car side by side. Ford on the inside, Chevy on the outside, and you got Fords right there behind both those cars. Minnick and Gardner, and now Sky Cummins thrown into the party right now. Fast lap race so far, set by Seth Cole, just over 169 miles per hour. The Bowman driver over 169. As they lap here at Pocono at almost 170 miles per hour. 9 laps to go. Can Simon Bloomfield get his first win? We'll have to find out here. We got, like I said, plenty of racing left to go. 9 more laps. Here comes Paul Minnick to the inside. He's going to take the lead now. He's got Cat Batson, Quentin Moore's right behind 21. Where did he come from? Dylan Young's also very much in this mix in that number 2 car, the Miller Jr. and Draft Pontiac. And here comes Johnny Gardner. Going to try to find himself the inside lane. Ooh, he almost didn't get there quick enough. Dylan Young took a peek to the inside. And remember the 20 of Keith Batson not on the lead lap. He is in 36%. He's in Batson. Well, actually, with the crash happening, Batson up to 30th position. Excuse me on that. Eight laps to go at Pocono. Cat Batson, 16 car out in front. She has not won a race in a long time in this series, as she looks to go to victory lane here at Pocono. Meantime, Quentin Moore, 21, who won the season at North Wilkesboro, he's looking to get back to his winning ways here. And that win at Wilkesboro was his first win since the season 20 Daytona 500. And meantime, here comes number 90, Paul Minnick. He's not won in a long time neither. And so you got a lot of hungry drivers in this mix, win or no win. Johnny Gardner, he won just this season at Dover, so he's looking for his second victory of the season. Moore's looking for his second this season. No lap traffic up ahead. The only lap traffic up ahead is Jessica Shelton, who you just saw in 29th position, trying to keep her damaged up Budweiser Ford on the lead lap. Kat Batson, car 16 out in front, KB Enterprises. Looking for their second victory in a row, trying to get all three of their cars to win this season. Johnny Gardner's in second position. Here comes Keith Batson to the inside. Again, that's not for position. Batson a lap down in 30th position. But William Brock is for position right there in that number 4 car. He's trying for second place, and he's got it. As the 4 uses the draft off the 28 car. Some of these drivers can use the lap cars as a pick. And now Batson looks back to the inside here and trying to get himself on the lead lap. The problem is now we got 6 laps to go in this race now. So if we get a caution now, we'd only have a 1 lap dash to a checkered flag. But here comes number 71, Jesse Turner, another hungry driver. He has not won a race in a long time. Meantime, Batson is now back to front in the 28 car. He's now back on the lead lap for the moment. Cat Batson technically still doing a race, and here comes Charles Sanford, trying to get himself in a position to sweep Pocono. In the turn number 1 they go here. Sanford looking for second place, and he's got it on Jesse Turner. Dips down to the inside, and he's got position. So Cat Batson, meantime, she's watching all this, and she's saying, go back there, and go ahead and battle back there, guys. I'm going to take off and win this thing here at Pocono. But what a run Sanford got off that second turn. And here he comes, Charles Sanford, car 24, up for the number 1 spot, and he's got it. Johnny Gardner trying for second place here. Paul Minnick going for third position now in that number 90 car. And here comes Quentin Moore way to the inside in a Sitco Ford. "26 laps in the books, 4 laps to go." Charles Sanford looking for a season-leading 4th win of the season here. Johnny Gardner looking for his 2nd win of the season. Quentin Moore looking for his 2nd. Paul Minnick looking for his 1st win of the season. In the turn number 3, Gardner's got a run to the inside lane as he sticks the nose at Alan Quickie Ford. To the inside, nothing doing. 3 laps to go. Sanford in 1st. Gardner 2nd, Minnick 3rd, 4th is Moore, 5th is Bloomfield as they go to turn number 1. Johnny Gardner for the lead. Off turn number 1 they come here. Gardner in number 7, Sanford in 24. Side by side, Charles pulls ahead just a little bit there, and they're going to turn number 2. And got another car you got to give a call out to. They're Eli Bright, the number 8 car. He's moved up in the top 10 now, the Daytona 500 champion. Up to 7th place right now, but here comes Sky Commons to the inside. He's got Dylan Poteet shoving him. And Johnny Gardner's going to take the lead now, coming down for 3 laps to go. Here comes Quentin Moore for 2nd place now. He's got Bloomfield behind him. Simon Bloomfield's behind him. Ty Dent, three of the drivers now looking for their first wins here. As you now throw the 26 of Sky Commons in this mix now. Commons looks inside of Bloomfield, trying to make it 3 wide for third spot, but thought better of it. Quentin Moore looking for the lead as he takes the Morgan Shepherd cars out in front now. It'll be the white flag next time by. Who's going to win here at Pocono? Will it be a veteran or will it be a first-time winner? We're about to find out. Quentin Moore leads him off turn number 3. The white flag is out. 1 more lap to go here in the WIX Filters 400. Quentin Moore out in front. Simon Bloomfield, second. Third, Sky Commons. That's where he started this race. Here comes Ty Dent to the inside. Commons is going to try to follow Quentin Moore, though, using the draft off him here. Off turn number 2, Sky Commons trying for second place now on Bloomfield. Come off the second turn now. Here comes they go to the third turn now. Here Bloomfield tried it, but it's not going to happen for him. Off turn number 3 they come. It'll be car number 21. Quentin Moore wins here at Pocono. So Quentin Moore takes his first victory of the season. Sorry for the technical difficulties here. Actually, second victory of the season, excuse me. So Quentin Moore gets his second win of the year here at Pocono Raceway. Excuse me. I'm going to give you the field rundown here. Average speed, 142, 221. Quentin Moore wins the race here today. Simon Bloomfield, a great second place finish for him. Third will go to Sky Commons. Fourth to Dylan Poteet. Ty Dent comes home with a great top 5 finish in third and fifth. Sixth place will go to Eli Bright. Seventh to Johnny Gardner. Eighth, Charles Sanford. Ninth, Ryan Brommer. 10th will go to William Brock. Paul Minnick comes home in 11th position. 12th, Cat Batson. 13th, Jay Jefferson. 14th, Cole Deaver. So, Deaver with a great ride-up from 35th to 14th. Of course, that crash didn't hurt neither, so. Jesse Turner comes home 15th. 16th will go to Zach Winkle. James Henry 17th, Rob Evans 18th, 19th Jose Mills, 20th will go to Joshua Osborne. 21st will be Dylan Young, Becca Tillier 22nd, then Nathan Orman, Mitchell Collins, Seth Cole, Vince Almorego, Diego Yepes, Zachary Fitzwater. 28th, Jessica Shelton was the last car to lead lap in 29th. So damaged up and all, she does keep her car going, at least. Keith Batson, the last car to finish in this race, he ends up 30th, one lap down. Cars out of the race were, again, Riley Spurley 2, Nicholas Wade, Kyle Matthews, Preston Plord, Jonathan Zorlin, and Mike Becker were the cars out of the race. And, of course, again, TJ Dent was the only car that pulled off a did not start. But win number 2 of the season goes to Quentin Morris. He wins the WIX Filters 400 here at Pocono Raceway. And if you'd like to see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports Gaming channel. We got everything on the channel. We got interesting gaming videos, whatever person of the NNSCRA sets gold stars for this channel. And please be sure to check out the Last of Us Light Series, the Pizza Hut X Series, our Chiefs Cup Series, and the Coors Light Truck Series. Please be sure to check those series out on this channel. And also on this channel in full swing is the Skittle Super Speedway Series. Please be sure to check those series out, that series out as well. And also for our other NNSCRA series, please be sure to check out the Marvel Studios Cup Series from Levi McIntyre and the Budweiser All Pro Series from Michael Norman as well. So some of the best offline series are under the NNSCRA umbrella. So both Pocono races are in the books, and 20 races are in the books as well this season. As we head for Talladega for stop 21 on the season for the running of the Die Hard 500. That's the last plate race on the tour. Remember, that track is now earlier in the schedule. Talladega, as we said, used to be about 5 races left before the season ended. Well, it's now about just past the halfway point of the season, just like it used to be, at least back when they used to run them in the summertime. So Talladega is next on the tour for the running of the Die Hard 500, and after Talladega will be the Brickyard 400. So for now, this is James Qualls with the production of the NNSCRA offline racing at its best, and we'll see you at Talladega.